Om Ganana-antva Ganapatigum Avamahe Kavim Kavinam-upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannotibhisseedasadanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhagnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Hari Om. The last Cheshi will chant once later. We'll see how the last one. Today we'll skip that whole chanting because this is a little long one, right? Upasamhara Anuvaka Gavati. It is a summary of all the other also Anuvakas we can say. Also Dharma Shastra Sangraha. Summary of even whole Dharma Shastra is there only. Last Anuvaka. For the brahmacharis who are going to become grihasthas, isn't it? For others, not our Vedanta course brahmacharis. Because anyway they will become sannyasis. Right in the word? So this is Upakurvana brahmacharis. Brahmacharya, Upakurvana brahmacharyam, Naishtika brahmacharyam they call it. Naishtika is like Bhishmacharya. Upakurvana, those who want to go to the next stage of Grihastha-ashrama. Upakaram, that which does Upakaram. Upakurvana means, right? How Upakaram? All this by learning the instructions. Upakurvana can be used as a instructions in Grihastha-ashrama.
What is the literal meaning of Upakurvana?
Literally, it means Upakaram, that which does Upakaram. In Upakaram, you know, right? That which does, what is Upakaram?
Help, favor, yeah.
That which helps, helps you. So these instructions will help you in Grihastha ashrama. So one of the brahmachari is called Upakurvana brahmacharyam. Other one is Naishtikam. Those who decide to go to sannyasa directly, they don't. Of course, they also need in a way other instructions.
Ayyappa Swami case, Naishtika brahmachari. That was brought up in the court.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He is considered the Naishtika brahmachari. That's why ladies are not allowed. No.
Okay. Yeah.
But Sai Deepak, he was the
What is Naishtika brahmachari?
Lifelong Naishtika, Nishta. As a Nishta, they
dedicated to
brahmacharya. They don't enter into Grihastha.
Voluntarily.
The brahmacharya ashrama is there, right?
The transition takes.
The whole first ashrama is brahmacharya ashrama.
Okay.
Right? So those in these days, let's say in this context of the Upanishads, the Guru is giving instructions for those who want to get into Grihastha ashrama. In the summarizing Anuvaka. Upasamhara, sorry.
That is the 11?
The last one is, of course, is a Shanti Pata, right? Shanti Pata, as an expression of gratitude. The same thing, slightly different wordings are there. Some of them mostly same as the first one, but okay. Let's do. Vedamanujacharyoonte vasinamanushasti. Again. Vedamanujacharyoonte vasinamanushasti. Satyam vada. Dharmanchara. Swadhyaya anma pramadaha. Acharyaya priyandanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. He, because after C there is a visarga, so you have to pronounce that completely. C, like, Acharyaya priyandhanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Yaya priyandhanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Satyanna pramaditavyam. Dharmanna pramaditavyam. Kushalanna pramaditavyam. Bhutyaina pramaditavyam. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyanna pramaditavyam. Let's chant together from beginning. Vedamanujacharyoonte vasinamanushasti. Satyam vada dharmanchara. Swadhyaya anma pramadaha. Acharyaya प्रियन्धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यम् कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यम् भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यम् स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् देवपितृकार्याभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि from देवपितृकार्याभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि after no pause no इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि वेदमनोच्चाचार्यो देवासि न मनुषास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियन्धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यम् कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यम् भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यम् स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् देवपितृकार्याभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम् मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेया गुंसो ब्राह्मणाः again ये के चास्मच्छ्रेया गुंसो ब्राह्मणाः ये के चास्मच्छ्रेया गुंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यम् Tesham also is one, but Teshan we do because of tha. Teshan tvayasanena prashvasitavyam. Shraddhaya deyam. Ashraddhaya deyam. Shriya deyam. Priya deyam. Bhiya deyam. Samvida deyam. Atha yadi te karma vichikitsa va vritta vichikitsa va syat. अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्त विचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेताः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः सम्मर्षिणः that repa separate, huh? Yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharmaka bhasyuhu yatha te teshu varteran tatha teshu vartetah yesha adeshah yesha upadeshah Esha Vedopanishat Etadanushasanam Evamupasitavyam Evamuchaitadupasyam. From no itarani we didn't repeat, right? No. No it together. No itarani yeke chasmachreya gumso brahmanah Deshan tvayasanena prashvasitavyam Shraddhaya deyam Ashraddhaya deyam Shriya deyam Driya deyam Bhiya deyam Samvida deyam Atha yadi te karma vichikitsa va vritta vichikitsa va syat etatra brahmana samvarshinah yukta ayukta aluksha dharmaka vasyuh yatha te tatra varteran तथा तत्र वर्तेताः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ता pause after yukta yukta ayuktaः aluksha dharmaka bhasyuh yatha te teshu varteran tatha teshu vartetah yesha adeshah yesha upadeshah yesha vedopanishat Etadanushasanam evamupasitavyam evamuchaitadupasyam vedamanochajaryo devasinamanusasti satyam vada dharmanchara Svadhyayatma Pramadaha Acharyaya Priyandhanamaratya Prajatantam Mavyavachetsi Did you figure out who is doing what?
I did not. I did not have mistake.
Not you, others. It's,
How do you say that?
which one? Where?
Yata
Teshu varteran. Because of the consonant.
Run.
Huh.
I was saying run or something. That's right.
Because halantam, right?
Run. Koncham dirgham akali.
No. Yeah. Halantam only ardhamatra actually. Right? And Praminaji, Shraddhayadeyam, Ashraddhayadeyam. You do it once.
Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya deyam.
Paniji, same.
Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya deyam.
Is it correct?
Shraddhaya
That's
deyam.
fine. That Ashraddha. Why?
Ashraddhaya. So you first started Ashraddhaya.
Ashra. Because what is Shra? It is a combination of Sha and Repa, right? So Ashraddhaya. Ashraddhaya, you're saying.
I said first time, yeah. So
Yeah,
you said
no,
that way. I thought that was yeah.
So do it again.
I did that.
Shraddhaya.
Shraddhaya deyam, Ashraddhaya Deyam.
Same thing you're doing.
Ashraddhaya
Yes.
Ashraddhaya Deyam.
Because same rule, because it's a samyukta vyanjana, sha and ra, repa. Instead of ashraddha, Telugu maybe you say ashraddha. But ashra, koncham, after that sha, ashra, pause, and then repa. That through matra, deva, that rikara, that is a vowel, right? That is a swara. Deva pitrukarya. There you don't say pitru, pitru. Alage, same thing. Matra. Don't say matru. We don't say matru. No, matru, because that tru is a swarita. That swarita has been tru, not a taru. No, because it's a rikar. Rikara is always a rutu rashana, murdha. Right? What is it? Rutu rashana. R is murdha. You know, shiksha the rule.
In Telugu, we say matru.
That's right.
Telugu word actually.
Pitru. Pitru.
Generally you say Ashraddha.
No, pitru.
But I think I was, because of the rule, I was not applying the rule properly. True, matru, pitru, Ashra.
That sha is different.
Correct.
That sha and repa. This is
That's
ta and r.
Rika.
The murdanya r. The swara. It is a pacha. Swara.
Ashraddhaya
The swarita is on tr, not r. It is combination of tr. That's swarita. Yukta.
How you emphasize? Matra devo
On tr, you swarita and tr only you can say. No, not a separate ta and Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, not Pitrudevo, Pitrudevo bhava.
In those places, the Swarita and Sukatram is custom. For example, without Swarita, you just say that, it sounds very similar. Pitrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo.
Because of this.
Becomes a little difficult, right?
Matru, instead of saying matru, some people say that a re as though it's coming from murta. Matra. But then it's okay. A bit of the rikar is murta actually. Yes. R, I, U, U, R, R, R. And anything? Did somebody find anything else? Shraddhaya, Ashraddhaya, Shriya, Riya, Bhiya.
Yukta, ayukta. Akkada.
Pause after yukta.
What rule?
See, there's a long.
Is second, not first.
No, the dirgha coming from yukta, and then another
Followed by vowel.
Then you would do.
Right.
But the other place was another one. There you don't have to, because it is not a dirgha.
Sha.
Esha is the short, right?
Short. It is rasva, right?
It's not esha.
If it is Esha, then you could have given a pause. Yes. Esha Adesha. And then make sure that Sha is the Murdha. And then Adesha is a Shankara
So
Sha.
the next one, Esha.
Same.
Upadesha. No.
Same thing.
But Upadesha also. No.
But because there's no
Long.
Sha. The previous dirgha is what they should.
The next one, Esha Vedo.
No, that is the Vyanjanam, right? That is not a vowel. No.
top, no itarani. That's why after no we are giving a pause because E is a one.
Correct. No itarani. Yes.
No, it's there.
Should we also do the Shanti part and then do again? Maybe. Shanno mitrasham varunah.
Shanno mitrasham varunah. Shanno mitrasham varunah.
Shanno bhavatvaryama.
Shanno bhavatvaryama. Shanno bhavatvaryama.
Shanna indro brihaspatihi.
Shanna indro brihaspatihi. Brihaspatihi.
Shanno vishnurukramah.
Shanno vishnurukramah. Shanno vishnurukramah.
Namo brahmane.
Namo brahmane. Namo brahmane.
Namaste vayo.
Namaste Vaya. Namaste Vaya.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmavadisham.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmavadisham. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmavadisham.
Ritamavadisham. Satyamavadisham. Tanmamavit. Tadbhaktaramavit. Avinmam. Avidbhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanno mitra. Shanno mitrasham varunah. Shanno bhavatvaryama. Shanna indro brihaspatihi. Shanno vishnurukramah. Namo brahmane. Namaste vayo. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmavadisham. Ritamavadisham. Satyamavadisham. Tanmamavit. Tadbhaktaramavit. Avinmam. Avidbhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Do some reading.
Before we Om Purnamada, last time you were saying the Anudata should be on Shah, right? That's only for the first two Shantis or all the three Shantis?
All the three.
All the three.
Yeah. Isn't it? Did you see that? Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, all the three.
all the three.
I was going to say, when you chanted towards the end of the class, you didn't follow that, right?
Maybe I am I not?
No. Should we be following it?
Yes, 3 shantis down. Not this one?
Hmm?
The one that we
No.
yes,
Purnamada.
Purnamada, yes.
So anytime Purnamada, it doesn't
Yes. Anytime.
That Shukla, Krishna, that differentiation is not there. We
Anytime Purnamada. Purnamada is from that Upanishad. I mean, from Shukla Yajurveda.
Only, that's only Vartana.
Yes.
Oh,
Because there is no Krishna Yajurveda.
okay.
Yeah. All that. Vedam Chacharya. Anuchya means Adhyapya, having taught. The Guru is giving the having taught the Veda, the Acharya, Antevasinam to this student. Antevasi. Student, other name is Antevasi. Because it's a resident student, right? Samipe Vasi. Antaha means near. Samipe. Samipe means who's Samipe? Guru Samipe. So Antevasi is another name. We keep hearing in Vedanta. So he's giving Anushasti. He's Anushasanam, some instructions, commandments. So having taught the Vedas, the preceptor enjoins the pupils, speak the truth, do your duty, never swerve from the study of the Vedas, do not cut off the line of descendants in your family. After giving the preceptor the fee he desires, never err from truth, never fall from duty, never overlook your own welfare, kushalanna pramaditavyam, right? Never neglect your prosperity and never neglect the study and the propagation of the Vedas. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Pramada is negligence or indifferent, right? Na pramaditavyam. So that is the meaning of the first few lines. Up to Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. So some nitya naimitika karmas are being enjoined, instructed. Is also some preparatory sadhanas, right? But karma and upasana. Continue.
This chapter represents, we may say, the convocation address delivered to the students when they were returning home from the ancient Gurukula universities. This section represents the Hindu commandments, and the entire address systematically concludes in 7 waves of thought, each following the other in a scientific rhythm, which is the very melody of Hindu thought. This section can be considered subject-wise under 7 subheadings. 1. Advises ruling one's own mode of living with reference to the society and oneself. 2. Regulating one's relationship with the previous generation and the present elders. Relationship with oneself and one's teachers. One's attitude towards the learned and the wise in the society. Charity and the laws of giving. Remedy for doubts regarding one's duty and conduct in life. And doubts regarding one's relationship with others falsely accused in the world. Concluding these 7 specific ways of progressive thoughts, the teacher concludes that these commandments are to be strictly followed by every true Hindu if he is worth winning. A careful study of the implications of these should give us an inkling of the secret by which we could maintain such subtle and divine culture and manage us so successfully for such long period of unbroken history. Our covetable success in a competitive world where ordinarily the devil governs more than God must have been again because of these values of life upon which the society was taught to live. Continue.
Okay. Shanti.
After the studies, before the children are let out to meet their destinies in their independent individual lives as social beings, the teacher gives his exhortation, which comprises in itself, we may say, Vedanta in practice. The entire wealth of knowledge gained by the rishis in their experiments with the world of objects. The world of thoughts and the world of ideas have been brought here from the temples of life and libraries to the homes and fields. The modern half-educated are tempted to cry down Vedanta as impracticable theory. This can only be the sad mourning of one who has not read this portion, the crystallized essence of Hinduism with sufficient poise and peaceful thoughts. Satyam Vada. In this exhortation, the first wave of thoughts comprises the Guru's advice to the students about their relationship with society. Speak the truth. Truthfulness consists mainly in the uttering a thought as it is actually perceived, without hypocrisy or any vulgar motive to do injury to others. Ordinarily, a liar is he who has not the moral courage to express what he sincerely feels. This disparity between thoughts and words creates in his mind a habit of entertained self-cancellation of thoughts. This impoverishes the individual's mental strength, willpower, and determinative dynamics. Such an exhausted mental character is too weak, thereafter, to make any progress in life's pilgrimage.
Finish that.
In fact, truthfulness in its essential meaning is not merely giving out one's honest feelings truly and effectively. In its deeper imports, it is the attunement of the mental thoughts with one's own intellectual convictions. Vedanta being the science of living, unless we are ready to discipline and marshal our thought forces to the unquestioning authority of our own reason, chastened with knowledge in the
chaos
within, we cannot grow to realize the fuller unfoldment of our truer and diviner nature.
Yes, integration of our word.
And
Ah.
word.
Yes, thought, word, deed you can add. So, yatha pramana avagatam, whatever is true, you have to, but then not blindly saying whatever is true. 17th chapter, what is the verse? 17. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. So it has to be anudvegakaram satyam priyam hitam. Just because it is true, you don't say it and hurt others, right? It has to be priyam, also hitam. Satyam vada. So these, again, all these are for our purification only, right? Samskar. Like when puja, we do dravya samskara. Right? Dravya samskara means? Dravya. Then kartru, I'm doer. I do samskara, how? I do anganyasa, karanyasa, right? I invoke the Lord in me and then I purify myself, right? It's kartru samskara. So this is, all these are another samskara only. Pramatru samskara they call it. Through karma yoga and upasana. All these are for karma yoga only. Continue.
Dharmam kara. Dharma is a word which has no corresponding word in English. Somebody in haste had translated it as righteousness, and those who had followed him had merely repeated the same word. Thus, traditionally, dharma is righteousness, but it is too meager a word to carry the load of meaning which is the contents of dharma. All those fundamental values of life which are universally good at all places and at all times, which form the foundation of all efforts at moral rearmament and all edifices of ethical perfection, which constitute the cornerstones for all temples, churches, mosques, synagogues, and gurudwaras, which are the eternal duties of every man who wants to live up to the full dignity of a human being and strive consistently to grow into his fullest stature as a God-man in this very life. In this ampler meaning, we may, for our convenience and not with satisfaction, translate dharma as duty. Hinduism is built upon duties and not on rights. The European way of thought has molded itself upon the principle of rights, and they have been growing through arrows and boomerangs, bullets and shells to reach the present, when they are threatening each other with atomic weapons and secret instruments of mutual slaughter, to demand and maintain the rights of each against the rights of the others. They are demanding rights. Rights are to be taken, to be acquired, to be preserved. A civilization that is based upon rights must necessarily come to clamor and fight, and the instincts of acquiring and hoarding, keeping and maintaining should develop in that society and should ultimately upset the peace. Why is he saying should? It would be would, right? Would ultimately upset the peace. Like, right? The meaning is like this will happen if they continue doing.
So, yeah.
On the other hand, the glorious Sanatana Dharma of the Hindus recognizes his right to do his duties as the fundamental privilege in life. When it is duty to be performed, a generation that has understood it will be trained to demand of life any ample chances to fulfill their duty. Duty therefore develops the spirit of giving, the urge to be charitable, rather than the lust to hoard or the anxiety to keep.
The growing buds of the generation, as they are leaving the teacher's presence, are advised to keep this glorious principle of fulfilling their duties towards the society, towards their relations, and towards themselves. The students were not asked to pay any fees before
Oh.
the
Okay, that is for the next.
next one.
Ah,
Okay.
so
The students were not asked to pay any fees before they entered the Gurukula institution. That was not the rule in ancient India. Education was free. A student entering the portals of education was a pleasant challenge, as it were, to the teacher who took up the challenge and saw to it that he made out of that raw material an efficient and independent earning member of the society. After his education, the student was not thrown out into the world of tension and chaos from which he had been for so long and so efficiently kept away in the Gurukula as today we keep them in the libraries and laboratories. On the other hand, the educational system was so organized as to work perfectly in unison with the demands of the society and the needs of living at that time, so that a child who had walked out of his teacher's protection from the day he reached his home proved himself to be a fully trained soldier to fight the battle of his life. The Guru Dakshina, the fee, was not even demanded of the boys when they were leaving the institution after their education. The Gurukula system seemed not to justify itself to demand fees simply because they had educated the boys. The system was thorough and they were so confident of the results that they insisted that they would be receiving the payment only from the first independent income of the individual. As soon as the student reached home, he plunged into work and his early savings that he could make entirely go towards the Guru Dakshina. And who among them could forget their own days of Gurukula activities and the fact how during their days the old students had maintained the Rishi universities. Thus the boys of each generation continued subscribing towards the Gurukula fund almost year after year, or at least during the various stages of their life.
So Acharyaya Priyandana Maharutya, right? That is the Priyandanam, whatever he asks for. So they used to show up there in those days, maybe their education, their prowess in the king's palace, maybe, and then they used to get money, and then they used to give it to the group. Punishment.
After paying the fees, the student is advised to enter the householder's life by marrying a fit lady, and he is advised that he should live with her, enjoying a perfectly controlled indulgence. It is one of the duties of the Hindu householder that he should not misunderstand his early education with its overemphasis on brahmacharya and practice sex control even in his householder's life, because such self-control may amount to sex suppression in the majority of cases. He is advised that he should not break the line of descendants. The sequence of thoughts as expressed here.
That is Ma Vyavachetsi, right? What is it?
Mhm.
Prajatantum Ma Vyavachetsi. Ma, do not. That is up to the
The sequence of thoughts as expressed here, after giving the preceptor his fees, do not cut off the thread of the progeny, implies a healthy suggestion for us how best to plan our life. After education, first of all, be economically independent, learn the trade, create a market, issue a comfortable income, and then, as the next duty in life, the scriptures say, marry and maintain the line of descendants in the family. This is followed by a series of warnings not to swerve from truthfulness, duty, personal welfare, and prosperity. If the Hindus had correctly understood this portion and pursued this most effective and necessary part, they would never have come to the plight to which they have today sunk. A devoted Hindu has come to express nowadays in the ways of his living and in his conduct in life such a great amount of impotence, languor, and dullness that he is no better than a walking corpse, moving about with no self-assertion or personality. Like an idle dry leaf, kicked about here and there, according to the winds of the passing breeze, roams and exists the modern Bhakta. This is against the principles and the theories propounded by seers and prophets. This idea is very well brought out by the irrepressible commandment, do not swerve from the cleverness, nor from your prosperity. The above mentioned qualities like truthfulness and so on may become, instead of creditable virtues, a liability for the devotee, especially in a world of criminals which recognizes no higher values of existence. In our unintelligent insistence to follow these instructions blindly, we are apt to be made a fool of. Therefore, here the rishis are advising the children of that age that a Hindu should not allow himself to be used as a cat's paw by others, nor should a Hindu permit others to trade upon his nobler virtues. Kushalata, kushalana pramaditavya. Never swerve from cleverness can be used as the watchword for the Hindu spirit of living. Never neglect your welfare is the commandment, and yet how differently we have understood our own sacred way of living. We have come to misunderstand our ethics and spiritual literature to be codes of behavior by which we easily become a prey to every diplomacy and ultimately sink into wretched poverty and miserable destitution. This is exactly what we are seeing around us. On the other hand, the Rishi advised the students as they went out to face their individual situations of life that they should not, on any score, neglect their welfare, not, of course, for the purpose of self-aggrandizement, not to corner the entire wealth of the society, creating unequal distribution of wealth and consequent poverty and sorrows for the country. They were asked to be prosperous so that they would be able to serve others in selfless charity. The rules of charity follow soon in this very section as the fourth wave of thoughts. The above ideas of truthfulness, duty, cleverness, and prosperity cannot be healthily developed and efficiently maintained unless we have the necessary spiritual stamina in ourselves and in the society. Therefore, it is reasserted that we must pursue the study of the scriptures and make it our life's mission to spread those truths among ourselves with a burning, irresistible missionary zeal.
So in the name of service or social service, first you have to take care of your own body so that you are able to serve others. Right? Kushalatva, one welfare.
First, put the mask to yourself.
And then serve. Just chant this part in the verse. Up to what you read. Chant.
Vedamanocha
Hariom? Sorry, we lost you. Do it again. Do it again.
I think, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Ved
Again, there's a maybe my internet or
yeah,
my internet? We'll come back to you. Rio. Krishnji, just chant. We'll come back to you in the way. You're stuck. Frozen. The screen is frozen. Oh, good.
Vedamanu Vedamanuchyacharyon vasina manushasti satyam vada dharmanchara swadhyayanma pramadaha acharyaya priyam dhanamahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetihi
Chetsihi.
vyavachetihi satyanna pramaditavyam dharmanna pramaditavyam kushalanna pramaditavyam bhutyaina pramaditavyam swadhyaya pravachanabhyanna pramaditavyam.
Hari Om. Indivar? Okay. Restart. Deva Pitru Karyabhyam. Again, same Satyam Vada Dharmancha it is said. Again it is being reiterated. Na Pramaditavyam. Neglect, non-implementation. Earlier it is a positive. Satyam Vada Dharmanchara. Here it is Satyanna Pramaditavyam. Non-implementation is being emphasized. Don't neglect this. Never swerve from your duties towards gods and towards the departed souls. Pitrukaryam. May the mother be to thee a god. May the father be to thee a god. May the preceptor be to thee a god. May the guest to be to thee a god. Continue in those days.
Deva Pitru.
Read.
Oh, reading. Oh, time from never.
In those days.
In those days of Upanishads, the Vaidika literature did not give any method of worship upon a form. Their gods were, except fire, all conceptions of the unmanifest power of nature. The teachers of that era must have noticed the difficulties experienced by the beginners who, in their youthful days, waging their battle of life, could not find enough poise of mind or intellectual sharpness to devote themselves to subtle meditation upon the formless truth. Some idol or living expression of divinity was to be supplied for their concentration to serve them as a source of constant and unbroken inspiration. The principle of idol worship, though not evolved as much as in later times, it is implicit in the principle of upasana, where, as we have said earlier, the attempt is to see the mighty in the meager. Thus, as a process of constant upasana, the student is told that he has to be, all through his life, one to whom his parents are expressions of godly qualities. We need not necessarily take this idea only in its limited sense. In its ampler implications, it can be an exhortation of the rishis to the members of the present generation that in their youthful vigor, though they are inspired to dash forth into progressive plans for a greater future, they need not totally condemn and reject the last generations of elders in the society. The youth always have to have the urge to move forward and the energy to drag their present to the future. But in so doing, they should respect and reverse the
Revere.
They should respect and revere the wealth of experience that the old have with them as a result of their long life live. The last generation lingering with us need not be conceived as the authority and the only people who have the vision of the future, but at the same time, they need not be totally rejected, discarded, or ridiculed. The Rishi means that the youth should be made to work respecting the old.
Shanti, you want to chant that part?
देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यम् मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो
Atithi.
अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि.
Read that. You didn't, huh? 3.
Let only the actions that are free from blemishes be done and not others. You must follow only those virtuous actions which are
Irreproachable.
and not others. At the conclusion of this second part wave, the declaration of the teacher gains for itself a roar of sincerity almost unequaled in any other religious literature in the world, both in its modesty and selfless dedication to truth. Philosophy being a subjective science, its blessing can only be gained by us by actually living it. Apart from its logic and reason, the theory must have with it the dynamism of the teacher to inspire the student at all times. Also, if reverence and respect for the teacher is not there, the moment's suspicion and doubt creep into our minds regarding the purity and sincerity of the teacher. The philosophy that is declared immediately becomes impotent in our hearts. Therefore, the teacher says, follow only the irreproachable qualities in us. This does not mean that the teacher is full of vices, but the Rishi is extra careful to avoid all possibilities of any misjudgment. Even when an individual has no weakness, it is possible that an observer may project his own mental evaluations and come to criticize and condemn the other. As a remedy to all such mental mischiefs, the teacher, accepting the natural weakness in man, exhorts him to follow only those irreproachable qualities, habits, and conduct notice in the teacher, not others.
No itarani.
Not others. Meaning, if there be any unhealthy trait, even though the teacher may practice it, no score should it be copied and followed by a true student of this culture.
So basically saying, if you find anything that are defective, even in the gurus, don't follow those by chance. If you see, see what Shastra says, you follow. Okay. Even in Puranas, you see Shastras, right? Like Durvasa is a Rishi, but don't follow his anger, right? But Kshama, Guna, Krodha is not, Shastra says don't have Krodha, right? That you follow, not what the Rishi follow. The defective ones, you have to filter out. Rama sent a wife to, okay, filter that out. What? Dharmaraja put his wife. What? Positive ones should filter. So don't question. Mimamsa means filtering out the negative aspects, taking the positive aspects. So if his actions are defective, although he might be a sistachara, of course, we have Shruti, Smriti, Shishtachara. Three things. Always Shruti comes first. Smriti later. Because Smriti means those that have been taken from the Shruti only, right? And then Shishtachara. Shishtachara means the conduct of the elders, sister, the gurus. If they are, if you think it is defective, don't follow that. Follow Smriti. If Smriti is also kind of doubtful, go to Shruti. Smriti, Smrityor bhade, Shrutireva gariyasi. Srutyoho pasparam bhade, use your logic. Right? Within Shruti, there is the which one to follow? Logic.
Maybe the logic.
Logic means
For example,
Durvasa.
There is a reason for him to be angry, right? So that logic, use the logic and analyze it instead of I getting angry.
There is a positive way of it. That's how we should
Positive.
look at it.
Take the positive.
That's
Yes.
actually right. Because it is generally projected Dhruva as the angry person, but he is not.
There is a could be a reason. Yes. Prahalada Pitru Vakyam, he didn't, because he's a Pitru Devo Bhava, he said, but Prahalada didn't follow that. Right? Pitru Vakya Paripalana he didn't do. Because he went to Shastra, because Narayana is highest. Right? So Shastra always wins. So don't take them as a role model.
Right. Parshurama.
Parshurama. Yes. On.
Jamadagni's,
Yes. Don't take that as a model. Role model.
The context for everything, right?
Yes.
Put it in the right context.
So to filter out negatives.
But in this one, the translation says that three, the first paragraph.
Yeah. Anavadhyani.
The end of the second paragraph. Follow only the irreproachable qualities in us.
In us, the gurus.
But
Yes, the guru
doesn't
is.
say there's no literal us in here, right?
Yeah, but these are instructions given by the guru, right? Anyway, right?
It just says follow the actions without the blemishes and all.
Yes.
It doesn't say in us. Right?
As understood, implied. Yes, of course.
The other question I had was in here that no Itarani is included, right? In the book that split is different.
Yes. Na and U becomes.
No, I mean 20 ends before that, before the no.
Every, even before Krishnaji, it's the same thing.
Oh.
It's not,
It's not matching.
the book and this are not in sync.
Okay.
Many of them. Even in the previous one, right?
Yeah, the 21.
If you look at the 5 and 6
Okay.
or 3.
What is 21? I'm sorry.
No, I meant in this page, in this book, 20 ends at the Tani Vayopasyani. But the Anuvaka here.
Oh, don't go by that. It's okay. The whole thing is one Anuvaka actually. Right?
Oh, after it's going to the whole.
Whole thing is one Anuvaka. It is just for convenience. Put those.
So you said it is already like that.
No, even before
No,
Krishna,
that's not.
the same thing, like when they were comparing. the
Yeah, it's a
movie.
logical end. Gurudev
Yeah,
must have
it's
stopped.
like
Right, kind of. Then where did he stop? This who?
Textbook ends logically,
Mhm.
not the, as per the meaning is what I think.
This portion continue.
Should I continue? This portion clearly shows the attitude which the teacher maintained in the presence of the student. Neither did they for a moment pose as superhuman, nor as colossuses of purity, strength, or dignity. They behaved among the students as though they were mere mortals with all possible weaknesses, which a mortal is heir to. Wearing this look of the ordinary, behaving as any ordinary mortal, these men of perfection faced their students. This, in fact, was the secret of their success in spreading their transcendental culture among people living the lives contentions in their day-to-day existence. The greater the teacher and the firmer his realization, easier he comes down to move shoulder to shoulder with the students in a spirit of camaraderie and unmistakable friendship. The formalities of distance between the teacher and the taught are insisted upon and maintained only by those uncertain masters who have not the confidence in their own knowledge, nor the clarity to remember their own days of confusion to sympathize fully with their students. This portion clearly shows again that whether it be an individual or an institution, they are not sanctioned by our Shastras to continue indulgence in any weakness, even though their teacher had practiced it. Smoking of tobacco, ganja, and so on, indulging in non-vegetarian diet, even drinking alcohol, are being practiced today in this country by individuals and institutions. Their justification seems to be that their teacher once upon a time did indulge in these. The portion now under discussion clearly dispels any doubt upon the point whether such indulgences are justifiable or not. A weakness is always a weakness, and no seeker has a right to perpetuate it. No institution should entertain the audacity to argue for it.
So, this teacher smoked, I smoked, something like that. You can't argue like that. You want to chant that part?
No, right?
Veda Manucha, from Veda Manucha chant. 1 minute.
Oh.
Up to this.
Manuchaya. Veda Manuchaya.
Anuchyacharyo.
Veda Manuchacharyo. Devasina Manushasti. Satyam.
Again.
Veda Manuchacharyo.
Manucha.
Veda Manuchacharyonte Vasinam Manushasti.
Ante Vasina Manushasti.
Veda Manuchacharyonte Vasinam Manushasti.
Veda Manucha, it is a dirgha, right? Manuchacharyonte Vasina Manushasti.
Veda Manuchacharyonte Vasina Manushasti.
Yes.
Satyam Vada Dharmanchara
Swadhyayanma Pramadaha.
Swadhyayanma Pramadaha. स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तु मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः.
Again, Acharyaya Priyandanamahrit. Priyam, you can find, but Priyandanamahritya Prajatantum Ma Vyavacchetsihi.
आचार्याय प्रियन्दनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः.
Ma Vyavacchetsihi. Acharyaya Priyandanamahritya Prajatantum Ma Vyavacchetsihi.
व्यवच्छेत्सीः. आचार्याय प्रियन्दनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः. सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं.
स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न
स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं. स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं. देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न
Same thing. Devapitrakaryabhyanna pramadittavyam.
देवपितृकार्याभ्यान्न न प्रमदितव्यं. मातृदेवो भव.
Matrudevo bhava.
मातृदेवो भव. मातृदेवो भव. पितृदेवो भव. आचार्यदेवो भव. अतिथिदेवो भव.
Yanyanavadyani.
यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि. यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि
Tani tvayopasyaनि. Pasyani. Now, let's do together. From just take 2 more minutes. Vedamanocchacharyonte vasinamanushasti satyam vada dharmanchara swadhyayanma pramadaha आचार्याय प्रियन्धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सि सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये चास्मच्छ्रेया पुंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यम् श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया देयम् श्रिया देयम् ह्रिया देयम् भिया देयम् संविदा देयम् अत यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् यतत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेताः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेताः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशम् ऋतमवादिशम् सत्यमवादिशम् तन्मावीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन्मा आवीत् वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ तत्सत्